Okay, start with your arms down by your sides. Let the head fall heavy on the block or pillow and release any tension around your neck. Feel the shoulder blades melt into the mat. Lengthen along the tops of the collarbones and allow the shoulder blades to soften. Feel the back of the rib cage melt onto the floor. Gently press the lower back onto the mat. Feel evenly balanced across the back of the small of the back and pelvis, and feel the weight evenly placed through your feet. Coming back up to your shoulders, going to lift the shoulders forwards up towards the ceiling as you exhale. Inhale as they lower down towards the floor. Exhale and lift with a slight pressure through the forearm and hands to glide the shoulder blades forward and backwards on your ribs. If you have any discomfort in your affected side, you can do one arm at a time. Work within your comfortable range. You'll find with more movements your range will increase. If you want to add a few variations, bend the arms at the elbows, push down through the backs of the elbows and lift, repeating that forward glide, lowering the shoulder blades back towards the floor. Exhale on your lift. Inhale as you lower. Again, you can do one side at a time or continue with a double arm glide. If you're finding that's getting easier, reach the fingers up towards the ceiling, stretch up, extending at the elbows, and further lift the fingers to continue with that shoulder blade glide. Don't let the rib cage lift. Feel the back, lower ribs and the small of the back flatten towards the floor. You're only moving through the upper arm and shoulder blade. If your arms start to get heavy or you've done enough, bring them down to the sides of the body. You're going to come into a movement around your chin. Press the back of the head into your block or pillow, gliding backwards, tucking at the front neck, and then release. Here you'll feel that stretch along the back of the neck, perhaps even between the shoulder blades, and release through the front neck muscles. A couple of these will increase a little bit of mobility through the neck and the top of the upper back. Bring the arms back to the sides, turning the head over to your right side on your exhale. Inhale as you come back to your start position. Repeat to your left. Perhaps add a little bit of assistance with your hand if you feel you can stretch a little further. Just release through the neck muscles, only up to the point of pain. Keep it comfortable. When you've done your last neck stretch, bring the arms back to your sides. Bring the hands into a fist with the thumbs sticking up to the ceiling, arms resting on the floor. I'm going to turn the arms out from the shoulder joint, take the thumbs to the sides and then bring them back towards the body. Exhale as you rotate. Inhale as the thumbs lift back to the ceiling. Feel a lengthen along the collarbones. Don't hold any tension through the tummy or the neck. You have tightness through the front of the shoulder and you want to add a little more stretch. Bend the arms at the elbows, keep the hands in your thumbs up position and turn the arms out to the sides, perhaps a half range. See how it feels around the shoulders. Exhale as you lower, inhale as you lift. Be aware of any flaring at the front of your rib cage. Keep soft at the front ribs. Allow the back of the ribs to melt into the floor, and perhaps one side and then the other. See how your ranges compare. You're working to come back to an even range, stretching and lengthening as much as possible through any scar tissue and tightness. When you've done your last movement, keep the arms bent at the elbows. Rest the backs of the upper arms on the mat, and leading with the outside of the elbow joint, with one arm lift out to the side, sliding the back of the arm on the floor, and then lift as far as is comfortable, and then come back towards the body. Exhale as you slide, rotate, lift up and lower back down. This movement's a little too uncomfortable. Just slide the pillow across the front of the body. Add a little extra support as you lift and lower, circling through the shoulder. Or you can do a quarter circle with the arm resting on the floor, keeping the elbow bent, and just lift the upper arm out to the side and then lower back down. Keep within your comfortable range. Move as you can. With that movement, you can add both arms. Circle round, lift up. Draw the arms back to the side of the body. You might find there's some tight spots, but you shouldn't feel any pain or discomfort. Keep the lower rib cage drawing to the floor, the small of the back melting onto the mat. After your last movement, bring your arms back down by your sides. Clasp the hands together. I'm going to lift up towards the ceiling and reach overhead using your other arm to stretch the affected side. Go as far as is comfortable. Exhale on your movement overhead. Inhale as you return. This movement allows you to apply a little extra pressure, if you can, to gradually improve that movement through the shoulder and armpit. Keep stable through the mid-trunk. For a little extra progression, if you find that's getting easier, keep the arms up towards the ceiling, coming into scissors arms, one arm overhead, one arm down towards the pelvis. You've got a little bit more movement through the shoulders. Lengthen and rotate, gliding the shoulder blades, feeling any tight spots. Perhaps hold the stretch for a couple of counts to add a little bit more length to the muscles in the shoulders. Add a slight bend in the elbows if you need to slacken off any tightness through the upper stretch. Lengthen further at the elbow if you want to challenge through the mobility. One more stretch each way. Then bring the knees up towards the chest. Take the hands onto the fronts of the shins. Stretch the knees towards the body. Release through the lower back. Soften the shoulders to the floor. Gently breathe. Expand through the rib cage. Feel everything melt into the floor as you exhale. Place the feet back onto the floor. Allow the arms to rest down by the sides and relax.